On the morning of May 11th, 2011, Timothy Pitzen, a 6-year-old boy from Aurora, Illinois, was dropped off at Greenman Elementary School by his father, James Pitzen. It was supposed to be a normal school day, but just hours later his mother, Amy Fry Pitzen, arrived unexpectedly and signed him out, citing a family emergency. Surveillance footage from that afternoon showed Amy and Timothy at a local car repair shop, waiting while her vehicle was serviced. That would be the last normal sighting of Timothy. Over the next 3 days, Amy and Timothy traveled across Illinois and Wisconsin, stopping at zoo trips, water parks, and hotels, all captured on various surveillance cameras. But on May 14th, Amy was found alone, dead from an apparent suicide in a motel room in Rockford, Illinois. Timothy was gone. A suicide note lay beside her, containing chilling words. "Timothy is safe. You will never find him." The investigation revealed a bizarre and unsettling timeline. On May 11th, 2011, Amy withdraws Timothy from school, takes him to the Brookfield Zoo and Key Lime Cove Resort in Gurnee, Illinois. On May 12th, they traveled to the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells, a popular water park. Surveillance footage captures Timothy smiling, playing, acting like any happy child on vacation. May 13th, 7:25 a.m. Amy is seen checking out of a motel in Beloit, Wisconsin, but Timothy is not with her. May 13th, 8 o'clock p.m. Amy is captured on security footage at a grocery store in Rockford, Illinois, alone. May 14th, 12:30 p.m. Amy's body is found in a motel room in Rockford. She had slit her wrists and taken pills. Authorities immediately launched a massive search effort. Amy had left behind 2 notes and made calls to several relatives, insisting that Timothy was safe and in the hands of people who would care for him. However, she refused to say who had him or where he was.
Looking ahead now, the search for a missing 6-year-old boy last seen in Wisconsin has been suspended until later this week.
Police originally planned to comb an area around Sterling, Illinois for Timothy Pitzen on Tuesday. They delayed the search because they didn't have enough manpower. We have surveillance video of the last time Pitzen and his mother were seen on May 13th. They were checking out of the Kalahari Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. Police say his mother later took her own life in an Illinois hotel room. Timothy Pitzen has not been seen since.
Investigators searched Amy's cell phone records, credit card transactions, and toll booth footage, trying to piece together where she had taken Timothy before she was last seen alone. They discovered she had made a series of phone calls from a remote rural area near Sterling, Illinois, an area filled with farms, fields, and dense woodlands. Despite extensive searches, no trace of Timothy was ever found. His backpack, toys, and clothing were discarded along the roadside, further deepening the mystery.
I'm Nick Bohr in Aurora, Illinois. There's new details being released today about the disappearance of Timothy Pitzen, a 6-year-old boy from earlier this year. Police say that they have found what they call a considerable amount of blood in the car that he was last known to be in. They're not yet drawing any conclusions, though, about that. We'll have the latest on the story later on WISN.com and WISN 12 News.
For years, the case remained at a standstill, until April 3rd, 2019, when a teenage boy was found wandering the streets of Newport, Kentucky, claiming to be Timothy Pitzen. He told police he had escaped from captors who had held him for years, describing abuse. The news spread rapidly, but it was a lie. The boy was actually Brian Michael Rainey, a 23-year-old ex-convict with a history of deception. He had fabricated the entire story, leaving Timothy's family devastated all over again.
A man who falsely claimed to be a missing boy who disappeared in 2011 has pleaded guilty to 1 count of aggravated identity theft.
24-year-old Brian Rennie was sentenced to 2 years in prison for leading authorities to believe he was Timothy Pitzen, a boy from Aurora, Illinois, who disappeared when he was 6 years old.
LEX 18's Mike Valenti has that story.
After a months-long court battle, the case against Brian Rennie has finally come to an end. He's been held in jail without bond since last April. That's when police say he was wandering the streets of Newport, Kentucky. When approached by officers, Rennie told them he was Timothy Pitzen, who was last seen in 2011.
It's hard to have all this hope and then be disappointed.
The family's hope was short-lived. DNA testing revealed his true identity to be Brian Rennie of Ohio. He told authorities he watched a story about Timothy on ABC's 2020. In May of 2011, Timothy's mother pulled him out of kindergarten. They traveled to multiple water parks in the Midwest before his mother was found dead of an apparent suicide in a motel room. A note left behind said Timothy was safe with people who would care for him, but he hasn't been seen or heard from since. And for the boy's family, this hoax has opened up old wounds.
If they would hurt for 1 minute like we've hurt, all of us, there's a place in our hearts that I'm never going to heal.
Mike Valenti, LEX 18 News.
As of 2024, Timothy Pitzen remains missing. No credible leads have emerged, and Amy's cryptic note continues to haunt investigators.
Near, 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 near. Who's knocking on my door? Near, near, near.